I'm Cider Spider, and I'm setting out to complete 2,000 Mentor Roulettes in Final Fantasy XIV. This is a queue that includes almost every piece of content in the entire game, where veteran players are grouped with noobs to help guide them. There's no telling what might happen as I take on this challenge 10 roulettes at a time. So, let's get started. Alright, time for another week of Mentor Roulette. We're kind of in the last dregs of patch 7.1. There's not a lot of people online right now, so I'll be curious to see what types of things everybody is running. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And first up is... oh no! The Praetorium. Praetorium away. Oh, well, this is boring. Ah, shut up, Sid. No one cares. Well, we might as well try to make the most of it. Let's pre-adlo the tank. And I pretty much should not have to heal the entire pull. We'll get autos on the Deathclaw, swap our autos onto this guy, he's got more health. This is the most I can do to min-max it. There's a fun tip for anybody that's tanking this. Basically, don't bother using any major mitigations on the first two pulls because they're so small. What you really want to do is maybe do like a reprisal at arm's length, and then save your big buttons for this pull. That way when you get all the Magitech, which actually does do a decent amount of damage, then you'll have everything available. This is also a great place for an invuln. You get 10 seconds of free not dying, particularly if you're a paladin or a gunbreaker or a dark knight, whereas the warrior invuln is, it's handy for staying alive, but your health probably isn't going to hit 1 if your healer is awake and paying attention, so it's not quite as good here. The warrior invuln is more of like a panic button as far as dungeon pulls are concerned, since all it does is stop you from going below 1 HP, but you will still hit 1 HP, so the recovery after the invuln is kind of rough depending on the circumstances. It's usually one that you don't want to have to use if you can avoid it, whereas all the other 3 tanks, like, by all means invuln in dungeons as much as possible. Well, the cutscenes begin here. The day's only just begun, but you know what? I think this calls for some tequila. For this week only, I will drink every time I get an MSQ roulette dungeon. Here's hoping we don't get any more. Cheers. That's a nice De Leon Reposado. I'm not a huge tequila fan, but I have some, so that's what we're sipping. Shooting, rather. Maybe that'll make this feature-length movie I have to watch in cutscenes worthwhile. Or if I'm lucky, maybe I won't remember it afterward. Either way, let's get this over with. Alright, as you know, Heart of War gains on 1. As long as we've got auto attacks on, we profit a decent amount of damage by just spamming my AoE ability. And since they basically deleted MP management, I don't have to worry about that either. Alright, we'll do a Fey Illumination here. Lovely. Here comes a Cerulean Vent. That's alright, Whispering Dawn's almost back up. Oh, I should probably keep my DOT active. Look at that. We got through the whole thing with Selene Hills, and it was dead in record time. For all my nostalgic chads, y'all remember when this section here was twice as long? Kids these days might not know this, but before Endwalker, this section of the Praetorium was twice the length. You had to run all the way through the inside of the building, but they changed it so that you basically just warp directly to the lab now. There was also a second elevator, and you had to write your key card, and if you missed the elevator, you had to wait for it to resummon. Like, it was pretty slow to ascend. And of course, back then, Praetorium was 8 people, not 4, so you can imagine the chaos. Kind of wild, actually, to think that there were 8-person dungeons in Realm Reborn. I almost wish that they would revisit that as a concept. That seems like such an easy way to tack on novelty to content, because currently every dungeon in the entire game is 4 people, but most of the game is built around a full party of 8 players, and so, everything except for dungeons. Imagine if you had 8-player dungeons as a piece of content, and then find, ways to work in, like, light party mechanics into them. Like, I'm not saying that it would, like, save the game or anything, but it just would be something interesting to explore, considering they toyed with it before in 2.0 and then abandoned the concept. I think there might still be some potential there. Granted, in order to make it worthwhile, they would have to make dungeons different than just 2 trash packs in a hallway and then a boss over and over and over again. That's probably my biggest complaint with the game, and something I've complained about a lot, especially in this series, is just that a lot of the dungeons feel the same because they're not really that creative in the way that they're laid out and designed. This is actually a common complaint in the whole community, and Variant and Criterion dungeons were supposed to be a way of addressing this, but since they're buried so deep in side content, nobody really runs those. Whereas a lot of stuff got streamlined out of the early dungeons. They used to make it so that every dungeon was unique, it all had mechanics, but these MSQ dungeons were one of the better examples of that because they had secondary mechanics that you could engage with or ignore, but they were kind of intended to do. There's stuff like this, segments where you're riding on mounts or firing cannons or, activating and deactivating spotlights and alarms. And I feel like all of that stuff kind of showed the potential, and I wish they would revisit some of those ideas, find ways to update and modernize them so that they're not tedious, but so that dungeons could have something interesting and unique to them. I think a great example of those type of mechanics are the hallways in the Dawntrail, where one party has to stay behind and inform the rest of the teams like where the safe spots to the lasers are going to be at. And if you fail it, everybody gets punished. Potentially they get hit with a laser beam, and that deals a little bit of damage and pushes them back a bit. But it doesn't wipe you automatically, and so you can pretty much ignore the whole mechanic if you don't have enough people to solve it and still get by. But if you do the mechanic correctly, then you have a smoother run. That's the type of thing that I wish they would utilize more in mainline content. It doesn't have to make or break a run. It could still be casual friendly, but I wish that they would get more innovative with the way dungeons are designed. Boys, we're only like 3 minutes into this video and I'm already ranting about dungeon design. How did this happen? I blame the tequila. For your sake, whoever's watching this, oh god, thanks for watching. Also, hopefully we don't roll any more MSQ dungeons. It's gonna get a lot worse. All right. DOTs, energy drains, and Whispering Dawn should be enough to heal us through this. Let's refresh DOT. Yeah, there really is not a lot to say about this fight. Unfortunately, it's pretty dull, and it's also very straightforward. And Celine is doing all the healing. As long as no one takes unnecessary damage, there's no need for anything more. It's quite pathetic. What are you looking at over there? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, time to talk to Gaius. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? Eorzea's city-states are built on feet. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often gorge on feet. Why do they cling to these feet? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at feet? Your feet are no different from those of the beasts. It is ever the strong who worship feet. It is only right that I should take your feet, for none among you has the power to stop me. Come, champion of feet, face me.
Was it go time? Yeah, it's go time. Okay. Bring it on, Gaius. Tired of your crap. Let's see how little I can do for this fight. Illumination. Oh, we are taking some damage. It's 20 seconds before I get AoE Celine heals again. That's my red mage standing all the way over there. Maybe we don't need, Whispering Dawn. Okay, we do need a little bit of Whispering Dawn. It'll be alright, though. Look at that dodge. It's just too easy. 44%. Not great numbers. And now we just kill him till he's dead. Shockingly high damage run of Praetorium, all things considered, but unfortunately, it's still 90% cutscenes, so there's no getting out of that. Thank goodness, though, it's finally over. I think that was just a fill. I don't think there's a single new person in here. Certainly didn't feel like it. My gosh, please give me something more interesting than that up next. The Sunken Temple of Karn. This one shows up annoyingly often, but here it is again. We've got 2 sprouts and a cutscene watcher. We could be here for a while. This is the level where I have Adlo but no AoEs. Are we stealthing this? I've never seen that done before. Alright, well, there's the low-level scholar stuff. All I can do is try to slap DOT on everything and keep us moving. Uh-oh. No, we're fine. I was a little late jumping on the Adlo train, but not late enough for it to matter. As long as I spam heal here, there will be no problems. It's just awkward because I don't have any instas other than my, swift cast every now and then. So I gotta be careful not to let the tank's health go too low. Okay, time for this guy. Let's hit him with a book. Alright, we all got Doom. Suddenly we don't have Doom anymore. I didn't even have to explain it, which tells me that my noobs are not that new. Either that or they did their homework. Well, I guess we're stopping the pull here so that we can get the facer on the correct spot without worrying about it. It's not a terrible idea. Most jobs at this level don't have AoE anyway, so... or not very good AoE, at any rate. Alright, looks like we're leaving the bonuses. That's fine. I dare say this is one of the less interesting runs of Karn I've had because everything is just going fine. I don't know what's worse, a dungeon that's like horribly unoptimized and disastrous, or one that's actually optimal. I mean, at least the optimal one will be quick, but there is something a little bit boring about everything just just going really well. There's virtually nothing to comment on here. Yeah, it was a pretty good clean kill. Oops, I should probably heal the tank. I almost forgot. I was too busy trying to slap DOTs on everything. And the gameplay here is comatose, so it's easy to forget things. I will say the first time I did this dungeon was actually pretty fun, but that's because I did it with friends and we all had trash gear, so we were basically doing it min-eye level. And this boss, if you're not ready for it, is not difficult, but it's one of the first times you really just see an absolute ton of AoE spam. And so I'll always remember it fondly for that, because if you ignore all the heads or don't know how to solve the different things, like, you end up with a lot of overlapping effects and it gets really chaotic really quickly, which was not difficult. Our solution to it was simply don't stand in the lasers, but it was fun just seeing how crazy it was compared to most other things up to this point. No interrupting the paralyze. Well, have fun being paralyzed. Oh yeah, Hesna's instant cast now. I think I'll never get used to that. What's this? I have to cast heals? What kind of cringery is this? That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, look at this. As a new player of like 2 days, when I got to this, I was like, oh crap, things are actually happening in the fights. All right, and down it goes. I'll commend our tank. Oh. There's a song I don't have. And we got the song. Hooray! Alright, next challenge is to see if we can get something that's not from Realm Reborn. What are we in for next? Oh my gosh. DPS, why do you gotta be like this? Well, it's not from Realm Reborn. Instead, it's, I gotta think about it. I was gonna say it's my least favorite Stormblood dungeon, but I'm actually not sure if that's true. I think it probably is, though. The second pull of this dungeon's really fun, but every other pull is really annoying because they're all broken up into bits. So we have the Violet Tides. Oops. That's not the tank. And up we go. Ooh. Well, since we have a warrior tank, I basically don't have to do any healing, so that's always nice. I can just press Art of War. And I'm stuck in the sauce. This boss is so silly. Stupid idiot shrimp falls on his back and can't get up. This is guarding the princess, Lameo. And now it's dead. Pathetic. Alright, let's see if the warrior's gonna go all in on this pull. I really, really hope so. Nah, looks like we're not. A shame. So especially if you're a warrior, you can run all the way up to that last door there and just stack up like 30 of these guys. And because warrior is unkillable, it's pretty easy to sustain even if your healer's not that good. For this being one of my less favored Stormblood dungeons, this is one of my favorite Stormblood pulls. I highly recommend doing the whole thing. It's fun. Alright, well, time to unload. Let's get old. I'm 100 years old. Because as you know, old people cannot be seduced. It's impossible. Simply cannot be done. Just don't tell them what goes on in nursing homes. Oh, I should probably res this guy. Why are you dead? Stop being dead. Man, Stormblood Broil really had some punch on its sound effects. Alright, now for the really annoying pull. It kind of just takes a while. It's all these big dumb fish, and now that we've defeated those ones, we get to fight like 3 more. Wouldn't want us having any fun out here. You'll fight the enemies 3 at a time, and you will like it. Pretty nice samurai sword, but I don't have any glam dresser space. And now it's gonna hide again. Okay, bye. Yep, dropsy time. Alright, now all that remains is to kill it. Hooray. Props to the tank. And we got no gear that I can use. That is a shame. Okay, let's continue rolling the roulette. I just hope I get something interesting. Refill on Castrum Meridianum. Oh no, that counts as another MSQ roulette. Crap, where's everybody at? Well, looks like this run back will give me some time to pour my tequila. I said I would do it for this week only. 1 MSQ roulette equals 1 tequila. I ain't no coward. Cheers. Now I shall ask what happened to the other healer. The response is they ditched early and did not say why. So yeah, no juicy story on this one. Sounds like they just didn't have time to finish the run. Well, at least I skipped the Black Eft. That's like the worst fight in here by far. Alright, as long as I'm slinging auto attacks on these guys, I am doing my job. Basically to the fullest extent of my ability. Because Celine is gonna do all of the healing. Woohoo. And now we gotta fight 2 Magitech Colossi. Kids these days don't know what they lost. There used to be 6 of these guys. And if you were feeling ornery, you could YOLO pull all of them. And it was beautiful. Oh, I would rejoin 100 stars if it meant getting that back. After all, wouldn't you do the same? For issues of the Daedalus variety. Ooh. I just want to know why Livia saw Ridditon get Shrek'd and thought that she had a chance. I will say, the old version actually made more sense, where she's using like cannons and soldiers and the Magitech Walker against you. Like, she's basically hitting you with a full frontal barrage. The new version, they got rid of all that stuff, so now you just fight her like hand to hand, and she doesn't call in any support or anything. It makes for a better dungeon boss, but like story-wise, it makes a lot less sense. This whole fortress is protected by one lady. There used to be a whole regiment in this arena. Now, mind you, the old Livia fight wasn't good. It kind of sucked, so like this is way better, but it made a lot more sense before. Well, time to spam heals because I've got nothing better to do. Oh, time for the salamander to be angry. But yeah, in the OG days, Livia fighting you hand to hand was a last resort. It was not her first move. All right, this doesn't really matter. It's an inconsequential amount of damage. I actually have to heal. I didn't time my Fae abilities very well. She does like 3 raid wides back to back. I don't want to risk us having anyone die on this fight, so. Can't believe I had to hard cast Sucker. What a shame. Get out of here, Livia. All right, well, that was certainly a dungeon. What's going on over here? Huh. Seems like normal things. What are we up to next? Another refill. Vanaspati. Apparently the other hero left because it was taking too long, so this might be a slow dungeon. We might have a slow pulling party. Now, as has been well documented, I much prefer the dungeons to go quickly. However, I also don't care that much. You know, I loudly complain if a dungeon is slow, but also, at the end of the day, the difference between a 15-minute run and a 20-minute run is like, it's not that big of a deal. But let's see if we can diagnose why this is so slow. It's kind of hard to tell. None of these jobs use cast bars, so it's a little bit harder to track what they are and aren't using ability-wise. But let's see. This is 13 minutes into the run, and they haven't done the second boss yet, so that is pretty slow, although I don't know how much of that time they spent waiting for a new healer. Additionally, I mean, Vanaspati's just kind of a slow dungeon. You can definitely speed it up by full pulling everything, but most of the pulls are gated anyway, so like there's not really a whole lot you could do to make this go faster. And so far, it doesn't seem like things are dying terribly slowly. I mean, it seems like an okay run. Like, it doesn't feel like these are taking an egregiously long time to die. I've certainly seen much worse. Oh, I gotta re-up my food buff. There we go. I don't want to be embarrassing. All right, bubble time. Whee. Oops, somebody didn't mind their bubble. I'm really not seeing any issues here. I don't know. Whoever the healer before me was, they must have just not wanted to do Vanaspati. Ah, crap. I was trying to swift cast heal the summoner, but I guess I was late. All right, I've posthumously explained the mechanic to the summoner, who failed it twice in a row. It would have been better to do it during the fight, but I didn't really have the chance to. All right, time for the final boss. I'm too lazy to do this mechanic, so I'm going to take advantage of knockback mitigation. Whoops. Everybody's got vulns. Gotta keep this poor summoner alive. Oh, we're fine. We're probably fine. Help us, Celine. Oh, that's not good. Alright, let's let Celine deal with the tank. I will try to get everybody back on their feet. I can only imagine that might be why the previous healer left. So our summoner's not very good at the boss fights, but like that's really not such a big deal. Nope, I messed that up. What? My targeting's wrong. Okay, cool. Great. I accidentally put the big shield on myself instead of the tank, and then I deployed the tank's no shields instead of my big shields, and so I messed up my party targeting and ruined everything. Doesn't matter because the fight's already over. We'll throw comms at the tank. Tank was decent. Oh, there's a fun samurai sword. I've never seen that one. Huh. This isn't the person that I left in this spot. Well, anyway, if you don't want to end up with busted shins like this goober, then I suggest you listen up because we are halfway through this week's episode, which means it's time to shill. I don't have anything specific to shill, so check out the Twitch stream where I stream the game live multiple days per week over on twitch.tv/CiderSmiter. I mostly do my achievement hunting over there, and it's good fun, so if you enjoy the videos, you might enjoy the stream. Definitely consider checking that out. While you're at it, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I want to see if I can get to 100K by the end of the year. It's a bit of a stretch, but I think we can make it. Lastly, I'll follow up with a comment question. What is your least favorite Stormblood dungeon? I think mine is either Shisui or Castramabanya. It's kind of a toss-up between those two, but I feel like Castramabanya has less interruptions on the hallways. But yeah, that's gonna be our question. Anyways, let's get back to playing the game. Alright, what's next? The Praetorium! No! I thought we prayed the Torium away! Oh, well, I think Yoshi P just wants me to drink. The P stands for proof, 80 to be precise. Cheers. Why am I drinking tequila? Oh, well, there goes another half hour of my life. Yeah, woohoo. We pull the Magitech, we defeat the Garlemalds, we beat Sizumupses, they're all dead. We stand and we talk about Sid. Alright, here we go. Colossus time. The conversation in party chat is like this. Is it Mentor Roulette time? My response was more like tequila time. Someone says shots for every cutscene. I don't know if I'm willing to commit to that much tequila. Funny as it would be, I still have 4 more roulettes after this one, so like, do I want to do them while wasted? Is kind of the question. Because I can do that. It would just probably be a mistake. Maybe we'll do half-seas. I've been slamming caffeine all day, so I'm just gonna digest it really quickly. I'm losing the Magitech race. How did it take me so long to get in my armor? Can I catch up? Maybe load times will be my saving grace. I've got a very fast hard drive. Not fast enough, apparently. Well, I'm not in last place anymore. Oh, here's our chance to gain some ground. I'll be the winner of Magitech Kart. Oh, we got the inside turn lane. The finish line is in sight. It's gonna be close. It all comes down to this. Blow it up. Oh, first across. Yep, I'm the best there ever was. Alright. Our reward is cutscene. I'm not gonna count this as a drink. We'll wait till the Nero cutscene, because this is basically part 1 of the Nero cutscene. But while we wait, I will pour my baby shot. Alright, well, here we go. You either listen to Nero's boring monologue, or you sip mezcal. Bottoms up. Alright, let's beat him up. Yeah, I'm not doing the knockback. I'm just not gonna do it. You can't make me. I'm gonna save my 3 energy drains, that way I can go into the Gaia's fight with maximum damage output. Let's take this opportunity to prep the next baby shot, because as mad babies, we drink responsibly. Okay, there we go. Shut up, Sid, I'm trying to drink. No. Anyway, cheers. Oh, every drink is worse. And then there's this guy.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? Eorzea's unity is gained, its city-states are gained, and its faith is gained. Your gods are gained, icons, everyone. Why do they cling to these gained deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at their gained feet? Come, champion of gained Eorzea, face me.
Alright, here we go. Now's the part where we beat him up. I think we can get pretty far without actually hard casting heals. Also watch my melee swagger, see? It's that easy. Dodge from 2 into 1. Never lose uptime. Never cast heals. Just hit the boss till he dies. Alright, Whispering Dawn is gonna cover this one. Dang, we almost finished him. Let's see, earlier we stopped him at 44. Can this team beat the time? Oh, 35 on this one, so yeah, safe to say we can. We get a free heal here, there's no uptime, so. And now he dies. Easy. Maybe one of our fastest Gaius runs in a while. Calm the Bard, I guess. Get me the heck out of here. Holy crap. There's a lot more tequila than I was planning to have on the average Praetorium run, but well, we take what we get, and what we get is mostly Praetorium. If anything will drive you to drink, it's that. Oh, well, the only thing worse than Praetorium is the Stone Vigil. Here we go. Hope you like having fun. Just kidding. That's not allowed here. Alright, we got a returner tank, dual cutscene watchers. Oh, right. I don't have AoE at this level. I barely have anything. Let's just keep that tank alive. Easy. And now we single target ruin the ads. Fish for crits again. Well, what do you know? We got one. It's crazy to think that throw meta on tank is basically dead now. I used to, as a tank, spam throw on Eds because throw had increased enmity, so if you wanted to make sure that tagging something once meant that it wasn't going to get pulled off you by DPS, you had to hit it with either throw or 2 AoEs. But now, the AoE attacks have increased enmity, so now you just AoE them once. I know it's a worn-out complaint about the game getting easier, but it's weird to see it happening in real time. There was a little bit of nuance to how you pulled packs as tank if you were trying to do a full pull, and now that's a bit less. It's because Picto is too strong, it would pull the aggro off, but it's just a bit of a shame to lose that, because I complain so often about how boring dungeons are due to the way they're designed, just hallway boss, hallway boss, hallway boss. And they are, you know, boring in the design because there hasn't been a creative approach to dungeon design in a long time. But the fact that we're losing even the little bits of nuanced gameplay that we had in stuff like tanking is a little bit tragic. Now it's just brain dead. Oh my gosh. Gamers of the Abyss, you don't need to stand that far away. I don't know why I keep standing in front of the fire. Speaking of positioning. Uh-oh. That was the rockiest Chudo Yudo I've had in a while. Well, that's supposed to be fair. We did have a lot of tequila in the previous dungeon, so that might have something to do with it. Not playing at my sharpest right now. Alright, we got crit adlo on the tank. We are ready for anything. And by anything, I mean single pulls. Treasure coffer? Yeah, sure. Oh man, I'm just spacing out. This dungeon is it's just so, like, I've done it so many times, there's nothing to say about it anymore, and this is a pretty unspectacular run. We're not going very fast, but there's also nothing particularly egregious happening. It's just kind of a run-of-the-mill Stone Vigil run. I forgot I was queuing for Stone Vigil Roulette. For the life of me, I can't figure out why this dungeon seems to show up more often than others, but it really does feel like it has been. I believe it's the single dungeon I've done the most times, other than maybe Praetorium. My goobers keep getting hit by tornadoes. Wait a minute. My red mage is casting sleep. What? My red mage is meleeing and casting sleep. I'm so confused. Maybe there is something weird happening here. This might explain why our damage is so slow. Let's pay attention to the cast bar here. I'm not seeing anything. This is a melee only red mage. Wait, he's not doing anything. Oh, wait, there's a spell. Oh, hold on, he did. Keep the tank alive. What do I even say to that? I feel like I should explain something here. This guy obviously has no idea how to play the job. He seems to just be like spamming melee and then otherwise just occasionally pressing random spell buttons. It's a tragedy because red mage is one of the jobs that has really good low-level AoE as well if you utilize it correctly. I don't even know, like, there's not enough time left in this dungeon to explain to this person how to play red mage properly, but this is like very far from it. All right, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna just give the most basic explanation I can. Okay. I'm explaining that red mage is mostly a magic using job. The melee is not good if you don't build gauge. I've gotten no response. Oh, there's a thank you in the chat. I didn't explain any nuance, so like that doesn't really, I don't know. We'll see if any difference gets made. I don't frickin' know, but we also have a first time MSQ gamer, so someone's watching the cutscene here, which is like 4 minutes long. All right, the game. Let's see. Hard casting Verero. Okay, here comes over Thunder. No, there's an attempt being made. This is the start of something. Here comes another River Thunder. I'm pretty confident that even spells in the wrong order is better than no spells at all. So this guy's got a long way to go into figuring it out, but at least we've seemingly set him on the right course. Hopefully he's able to make something of that. There's not enough time in a dungeon to explain the ins and outs of red mage rotation. It's pretty simple once you start doing it, but it's kind of hard to explain over text, because like, first of all, you got to get your correct spells in order. You need to separate the AoEs from the single target spells, and then basically all you do is you cast a single target white spell, that activates dual cast, which means your next spell is instantly cast, and then you use that instant cast for a black magic spell, and you try to keep your magic gauges as balanced as possible, because when you get both gauges to 50, you can dump that into buffed melee attacks. That's pretty much the whole loop of red mage. There's a little bit of extra stuff that gets added on top of it later on, but it's mostly that simple. But there's a couple spells that are traps if you only go off of the level that they're unlocked at, because yeah, if you see, like, this happens with black mage players as well. They'll think higher level spell equals better, but oftentimes times the higher level spells are circumstantial. They don't fit into the rotation where you might expect them to. There's another Thunder. I'm pretty sure that's an AoE spell. Yeah, something's not right here. I don't remember exactly how Red Mage plays at 43. I know it at 50, but I don't know which spell is which because I don't play it very often. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Thunder's not the opener though. Ah, well, again, I think this guy is hopefully a little bit better off than we found him. I pray that he's able to learn. Red Mage is actually, it's one of those jobs that like the upfront learning curve is a little bit steeper, but once you get over that initial hump, it gets really easy and it's also a lot of fun. It seems a little tricky at first, but then it clicks. All right, let's see what's next. Annoy the Void. Our first guild hest of the week. We have a lore accurate cat girl. Huh? Full thrust, Makote rear drippy explosion. Huh? Honestly, that's about what I expected to find. I should have known better. When you examine Limsa characters, you often find Limsa plates. All right, we got Kelly's Void Hounds, and we're done. Easy. All right, where to next? The Arum Vale. All right, let's do it. All male characters. That's rare. Let's see if we know the pulls. Best case scenario first pull here is to go straight into the boss room and hook around the corner. Oh, we got frogged. We do not know the way. What do we sleep at? It resisted sleep. What a scam. So as I was saying, best case scenario here is to grab as few things as possible and then hook just inside of the boss room so that you line of sight stack them up. Yeah, see, he's got that part. He just didn't do it all in one go. But is this one of those gain on one levels? Let's see. 150, 150. Yeah, it is. Let's see if my Whispering Dawn counteracts one stack of gold lung. Seems like it pretty much does, yeah. You know what? In defiance, I'm gonna not eat the fruit. I just don't want to. I am confident that Celine will keep me alive. But frankly, I'm a meatitarian. Look at that. Easy. How fast do I die with 4 stacks? Well, it's not even that bad. Oh my gosh, why didn't my forker eat the fruit? You have a DOT for no reason. Is he more chatted out than I am, perhaps? Could that even be possible? Oh. Look, I was casting a heal on him. That's not my fault. I suppose that answers that question anyway. He is not more chatted out than me because he does not hold the power of his own life or death in his hands. I hold that. Are we pulling everything here? Sure, why not? We don't need to do that, but why not? Oh, this is gonna get rough. Uh-oh. Might lose my bard. Oh, thank goodness for the crit Adlo. Uh-oh. Might lose my warrior too. Oh, that's a home gang. That's a good call. Don't worry, the heals are on their way. Okay. Holy crap. This team is a nuisance. What are they doing? I haven't struggled this hard to keep goobers alive in a while. Alright. Nevertheless, I'm glad we're still full pulling. It just wouldn't feel right otherwise. Ah, no stun. For shame. But when tanking this boss, every tank has a low blow. It's a 30-second cooldown stun. Every time he does the big circle AoE, that's when you want to use that. It'll usually be 30 seconds apart, so typically you never have to worry about cooldowns, and then you could just not dodge out and never lose uptime. All the other attacks you can just dodge. Alright, let's fish for crits. We're gonna need them with this tank. Oh man. Alright, maybe not. We didn't even full pull that time. Although, mind you, it still does take quite a bit of effort just to keep this guy alive. What is that sound I keep hearing? It's like an anvil hit, but I think it's an ability someone's using, but I can't tell what it is. All of a sudden, I don't hear it anymore. It must be one of the enemies. Yeah, I think it's these scorpions. All right, let's see how little healing we can do. I'm pretty confident in my ability to ignore everything and just DPS the boss. Oftentimes, it works out. Let's see if that continues to be the case. Burrow, that's the one where it activates. All right, single burr is about 1,000 damage. No big deal. Nothing we can't handle. I refuse to die. Law. All right, good tank. Meh, no good loot. Get me out of here. All right, well, we are down to our last roulette. It could be anything, could be nothing. It could be Praetorium. Here's hoping it's anything except that. Well, technically this is in the Praetorium. Oh my god. I said I would do a drink for every MSQ roulette. Let's go ahead and pour one out. I can't believe this. Oh, Gamers of the Abyss from Ink is Black as Night. I cheers you. Ah. You know, most liquor, the more drunk you get, the better it tastes. But with this tequila, it's like the opposite. It didn't taste too bad when I started drinking, but now it just tastes like sand. Little girls don't eat sand. Wait, why am I casting Ruin? It's supposed to be Art of War at level 50. I'm no meta slave, but holy crap, if I can get this done a fraction of a second earlier, then I am all for that. Oh no, what do we do now? Here, feel think. Thanks, Heidelin. Alright, Celine, heal us up, except for the Black Mage who elected to stand in Narnia. What's the opposite of locked in? Because that's what I am right now. Is it maybe locked out? I've been locked out of my ability to be locked in. Please let me back in. There we go, Vortex Barrier. I had a dumb idea for this, so I'm gonna do another baby shot. Cheers. Oh, you can always count on that tequila to hit hard and fast and taste gross. I just need to be a little more drunk, and all will be well. All right, Celine, get everyone this time. Thank you. All right, don't let this guy bully you around. Use sure cast or arm's length to stand in the middle, because he's gonna push you into that, and you don't got time to dodge. You're trying to deal damage. Just don't bother. All right, here we go.
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful. Why does my enemy still stand? Can her strength truly be so great?
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
La Brea.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal she bears.
So, this is what empowers her.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall, for the Ultima weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Allag failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core, for the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
La Brea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Ascian!
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. And from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Heidelin, it seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Baelsar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains.
Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
Maybe what we need is more tequila. I'm not gonna drink anymore, because like, all that's left is this fight. I just feel like maybe we didn't have as much as we needed. Alright. And now we beat him up. Why is the music still on? I thought it turned that off. There we go. Don't get hit by that, senpai. Oh my gosh, I did Whispering Dawn and I'm the only one that got it. Why are we so far apart? Ow! Why are we so far away by Nickelback? Been far away for far too long. Keep breathing. Hold on to me and never let me go. Don't get your citadel busted. That's my other favorite Nickelback song. She'd bust on my citadel till I Nickelback. What? Oh, here comes the tank purge. Hey, where'd my autos go? The whole point of spamming Art of War is that I gain with autos. Not only am I the best scholar that ever lived, I'm also terrible. Okay, we'll stand right about here. Come on, we can beat the DPS check. I believe in us. I think that we don't suck. Probably. We might not suck. This is awfully close, though. Good lord. Okay, there we go. All right, world first. That's gonna go to the tank. Get me the heck out of here. And that's that. It's done. We did it. We finished it. We did everything that there is to do. So I guess now we can see about making a new glamour. Also, I got a new song. So as far as glams go, well, the only top we got was this one, which ain't much. Unfortunately, most of our dungeons were just like crappy ARR trash again, and so for glam options, there were some non-terrible places that we got sent to, but we didn't get any of the good glams from them. So I find myself at an impasse. I think this week is gonna be a bit of a gamble, and here's what I mean by that. I don't know what we're gonna get next, obviously, and so it's hard to say if any of these gear pieces would be useful with in combination with things that we get next week. So I'm going to elect to keep as many of them as I can in the hopes that we get lucky on our next set of roulettes and are able to cobble together an outfit that works. So we're gonna go with this. This is what we'll wear. It's not a good glam, but it's a transient glam, shall we say. It's a couple steps away from potentially becoming a good glam, and here's hoping that it does, but we gotta wait and just see what we get to work with next time. And I think that's where we're gonna leave it. And I would love to wear the Karn cowl, but it removes your helmet slot, which is very inconvenient. And I don't know if that is compatible with glams that have a helmet. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah. Anyways, I think that's gonna be that. That is our 10 Mentor Roulettes for the week. So, pretty solid week. Way too much MSQ roulette, but it is finally over and done with. Therefore, cue the outro. And there you have it. This week I got 8 dungeons, 1 guild hest, and 1 trial, meaning our new totals are these here. The session was just under 3 hours long, and now our total time is over 34 hours long. Anyway, I'm going to get back to drinking tequila and auto-attacking Gaius' shins. 1 like equals 1 auto. Okay, bye.
Gage.